the apocalypse. Why not? Why are you so anti-apocalypse? You've seen enough post-apocalyptic movies. It's not good. Have you seen The Last of Us? Who wants to live during that? I mean, who wants to live during Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome? Who wants to live on the other side of the day after Thunderdome? Who doesn't want to meet Master Blaster? Who runs by the town? Master Blaster. Master Blaster runs by the town. Well, I don't need another hero.
And did you notice all the people who survived the apocalypse? They're all cray-cray. It's the best people outside.
Cray, except for no shouting that lone soldier who is just gunning folks down, who come after him and the child he's trying to take to the promised land. Whatever. And why does Mel Gibson still wear that leather suit in the desert? With the shoulder pad. It's like a spiky shoulder pad. Who wears leather in the desert? That also helps to keep are you sweating, the moisture your body's producing it. Well, all I'm saying is there is a future on Mars. The first people who go, though, are the first to die. No. We have to wonder. I don't wonder who's going to be the first to be eaten.
Oh,
you talking about Donner Party? Yes, on Mars.
Oh. Why'd you have to go there?
It's going down, Amy. Okay. It's only 70,000. Oh, it's like, what's for dinner? The other white meat, smart ears as well.
KSI.
KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Start your engine. I'm Amy King, live from the KSI 24-hour newsroom. The Acura Grand Prix has raced into Long Beach for a 3-day show packed with events. Races will begin this Friday, April 14th through Sunday, April 16th in downtown Long Beach. Chris Esslinger with the Grand Prix says, buckle up, friends and family. You're in for a ride.
We are going to see a 3-day festival of racing and off-track fun, like concerts and a lifestyle expo and food trucks.
He says there will be 6 world-class races with exotic cars and over 180,000 visitors expected. Guests can zoom over to the Grand Prix website for tickets and required prepaid parking. In Long Beach, Chris Adler, KFI News. Federal officials are looking for long-term plans to strengthen train tracks between Orange and San Diego counties.
The road tracks remain closed between Solana Beach and here in San Clemente.
Congressman Mike Levin says he's working to secure $4 million to study the coastal erosion that caused the tracks to shift.
Well, I'm glad that service will resume next week. This closure has impacted millions of commuters who rely on the corridor.
Federal Rail Administrator Amit Bose says it was revealing to see the shifting train tracks just feet from the ocean.
For years, rail projects have been in need for significant and predictable funding.
He says, but now the infrastructure law has made billions available to study options like potentially moving the tracks inland. At San Clemente State Beach, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
The Port of Los Angeles has closed out the first quarter of the year with business down about 32% compared to last year, when the port had its best first quarter in its history. Executive Director Gene Soroka says the port imported just under 320,000 units for March and exported over 98,000 units. For the first 3 months of this year, the port handled more than 1.8 million units. Police are looking for several people who killed a man on a metro train in Long Beach.
Police say 3 people got on the train and began beating the man.
You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
The man died yesterday on the way to the hospital. The murder comes less than a week after
Welcome to the Explorers Podcast. Today's episode is part 1 of Ferdinand Magellan, Circumnavigation. On September 6th, 1522, a battered black ship sailed into the port of San Lucar de Barrameda, which is located at the mouth of the Guadalquivir River. So time to start his own harrow. And now we have the fleet really descending into a sort of slow motion chaos at this point. Carvalho took bribes, enriching himself without concern for the rest of the fleet. And then he decided to start his own harem. None of these things would have been remotely possible had Magellan been around, and it's doubtful Magellan would have let unknown ships anchor so closely to his vessels. Discipline was crumbling, and the fleet was looking and acting more and more like a band of pirates by the day. The fleet was embarrassed for attacking the king's ships, and they apologized to his representatives. As for the men held by the Raja, Elcano, and Espinosa would eventually be freed, but Carvalho's son, it was reported, had died. No one knows exactly how. Also, a pair of sailors, both Greeks, decided that Brunei was as good a place as any to jump ship, and they never came back to the Armada. The fleet would depart Brunei after 35 days. No doubt the time had helped rejuvenate the men. However, before they had barely exited Brunei's harbor, they encountered another major problem when Trinidad ran aground, slicing the hull. The fleet was forced to anchor at the island of Sinbamban to do repairs that would take 42 days. At that time, the fleet had another mutiny of sorts. It was bloodless, and probably is not really a mutiny, but more of a boardroom coup. It seems everyone had lost faith in the leadership of Carvalho. So on September 21st, he was informed he was out of a job. Martin Mendez of the fleet's purser was named Captain General. Espinosa would captain the Trinidad, and Elcano would captain Victoria. Now is a good time to talk about the man we've mentioned several times. Elcano was a Basque pilot in the fleet. Basque country is in northern Spain, and the people are one of the oldest ethnic groups in Europe. They have their own language and culture, even to this day. Basques have a long history of being fiercely independent. Like many people of the era, Elcano's birth was in 67. That aside, he appears to have served in the military in some capacity and then at sea. To escape creditors, Elcano headed to Seville, where he attended the House of Trade School of Navigation, perhaps even being taught by the legendary Amerigo Vespucci. He earned his master pilot's license and other Basque sailors into the fleet. Elcano would take part in the Easter Mutiny, being one of the 40 men condemned to death, but otherwise he really doesn't get mentioned much. He appears to have been a reasonably skilled navigator, but his participation in the mutiny meant that the powers that be, Magellan and his allies, probably never fully trusted him. But with so many deaths, there is a leadership vacuum in the fleet, and Elcano helped fill that vacuum. He had gradually become more and more important, and it is here that he is often identified as the person running the expedition. Perhaps not in name, but in fact. He was probably one of the more experienced and skilled navigators in the fleet, and after the disastrous leadership of Carvalho, it was his turn to step up into the breach. After repairs, the fleet took to sea again. At one point, the Armada came to the island of Bajau, where cinnamon grows. After close, cinnamon was probably the most valuable spice. The fleet might have loaded up what they could right there and then and headed home if they had someone to trade with. But no luck. Instead, they moved on, continuing their search for the Molucca. In the coming months, the fleet would zigzag through the many islands of the region. Several times they attacked the smaller proas that plied the waters, taking supplies and even pilots to try and find a way to the Moluccas. The situation was rather pathetic. They had practically become a band of pirates. They were attacking defenseless traders, killing anyone who resisted, seizing hostages, turning women into sex slaves. But finally, after attacking and capturing yet another ship, the fleet found what they needed. A pair of pilots they seized from the ship said they knew the location of the Moluccas, and this time they were not led astray. On November 5th of 1521, the islands of Ternate, Tidor, Otir, and Makin came into view. After 26 months, the Armada had finally found the Spice Islands. The Spice Islands are not large. These 4 islands the Armada had sighted ran north to south about 6 miles across. The 5th island, Bakin, which is larger than the others, is south of these 4. Trinate and Tidor are probably the most famous. They support active volcanoes. The erupting ash covers the hillside. Combine that with the hot, humid air, and you have some of the best soil in the world. Soil that is perfect to grow cloves. At the time, no other place in the world would grow them. The unique climate and soil were perfect. On November 8th, the fleet dropped anchor at Tidor. The local ruler, he is often called a sultan or king, was a Muslim named Mansour, or more commonly Al-Mansur. The king, who was reportedly a great astrologer, came out to greet the Armada with his arrival. It is here that the fleet discovered that the Portuguese had been coming to the Moluccas for the last decade. They also learned that many of the Moluccan kings did not like the Portuguese, who had arrived acting more like conquerors than customers. The kings wanted trading partners, not overlords. As a result, the Moluccans were eager to establish new trade bonds. The Spanish quickly struck up agreements with Tidor, and on November 10th, members of the fleet set foot on the Spice Islands for the first time. The Spanish and the Moluccans quickly got down to business. On November 12th, a trade house was established on the island to take in the clothes. Remember, they grow nowhere else in the world and are the most valuable of the spices. Almanzor turned out to be an excellent trading partner. He treated the fleet well, sending many gifts, as well as food and drink to the ships. The fleet responded in kind, including handing over many of the remaining prisoners they had seized in Brunei, including the 3 women who Carvalho had been using as his harem. When Almanzor could not provide as many clothes to the Spanish as they wanted, he headed off to Bacan to get more. Things were looking good for the Armada. The Spanish gathered the clothes in quintals of 100-pound bundles. They traded everything that they had brought: cloth, hatchets, knives, mirrors, glass cups, scissors, as well as anything they had stolen from the helpless ships they had seized at sea. So just as the Armada was settling in on Tidor, the Spanish had an interesting visitor. Remember Francisco Serrao from our first episode? He was Magellan's old friend from his days in India. It turns out that Serrao had died less than a year before, but a man in his command, Pedro Alfonso de la Rosa, had become a sort of mercenary serving one of the Moluccan sultans. La Rosa arrived in Tidor on November 13th. La Rosa was fleet with insights into the local spice trade, who was allied with whom, where to get what, that sort of thing. But most importantly, he informed the Armada that there was a Portuguese fleet in the area, searching for any Spanish ships. The news likely sent a shockwave through the fleet, as Magellan had never told anyone about the Portuguese attempts to stop them during their trading. Trinidad and Victoria were in no shape for a fight, and everyone wanted to be clear of the Spice Islands before the Portuguese got word of their presence. La Rosa would join the Armada after he was offered a good position and suitable financial rewards. No doubt the officers felt La Rosa's knowledge of the region would be helpful. The Armada would spend November and December loading their ships with valuable clothes as well as provisions needed for the long voyage home. On December 18th, 1521, with great fanfare, the local kings came to Tidor to see the Spanish fleet off. What took place next was almost comical. As soon as the 2 ships of the Armada weighed anchor, Trinidad began to take on water. Initial attempts to find and fix the issue were fruitless. The truth is, the fleet was in horrible shape. Over 2 years at sea had beaten up the vessels. They both badly needed an overhaul. Trinidad would need weeks or months to be made ready before she could put to sea again. The fleet's leadership commiserated over the issue for a couple of days before making a dramatic decision. Victoria and Trinidad would split up. Victoria would head west and return to Spain by rounding the southern tip of Africa. Trinidad would be refitted, then sail east to the Americas. Once Trinidad reached Panama, they would be able to send word to Spanish authorities for assistance. The decision to split up was probably a good one. Victoria was packed with clothes and ready to sail. The winds at that time of year were favorable heading west, so striking out for Africa was a logical choice. Also, with the Portuguese looking for the fleet, splitting up probably offered them a better chance of getting home. Victoria would be commanded by Elcano, the Basque navigator, and understanding the need for an experienced sailor to lead them, Carvalho would be named commander of Trinidad. Many of the men of the fleet refused to sail on Victoria. It was small and dilapidated, and many thought that the trip to the Americas would be easier than going west. There was no Portuguese fleets out looking for them if they went east, and they wouldn't have to go around the Cape of Good Hope, one of the deadliest places in the world for a ship. Thus, many felt waiting for Trinidad to be refitted was the best option. In addition to Carvalho as captain, Trinidad would have a man by the name of Inés de Mafra as pilot. While he's not particularly important to our story, he will get mentioned a few times later on, so I just wanted to introduce him now. Espinosa, the master-at-arms and sometimes captain, as well as La Rosa, the Portuguese renegade, joined Trinidad as well. Our friend Picoftheday decided to travel on Victoria. He did not like Elcano, but he saw the man had skills as a navigator and elected to throw in his lot with him. On December 21st, 1521, Victoria put to sea. They had 60 men on board and an added pair of pilots to help them navigate the local waters. 10,000 miles of ocean lay ahead of them. Before we continue our journey with Victoria, let's follow the fate of Trinidad. The flagship of the Armada was in bad shape and would take more than 3 months to repair. But when they set sail on April 6, 1522, she would carry 50 tons of cloves. Before sailing, the Spanish set up a small trading post on Tidor, leaving 4 men to man it. The circumstances of his death are not known. While Carvalho was no Magellan, and he had not done well in his first stint as commander, he was at least an experienced navigator. Benaldecozo was a good soldier, but he was not a sailor. After a stop in the Mariana Islands, the fleet went northwest. The idea was that the ship would catch favorable winds that would take them to the Americas. But it was a poor choice. The winds never came as they anticipated, and bad weather, including monsoons, fell on them. With the winds against the fleet, progress was slow, and eventually scurvy set in. Trinidad made it roughly halfway between Japan and the Pacific Northwest before Espinosa, recognizing the futility of the task at hand, turned around. In October, Trinidad would limp into a harbor near the Spice Islands, Antonio de Brito. Espinosa could have tried to find safe haven, but in truth, Trinidad was in terrible shape, and the crew wasn't any better. The ship was barely seaworthy, and the crew was starving, and scurvy had thinned their ranks after 5 months at sea. So instead of making a run for it, Espinosa sent a message to the Portuguese, asking for assistance. It shows you how desperate the Spanish were. They knew that surrendering would likely mean imprisonment, but at this point, that was better than staying aboard Trinidad. After receiving the message, Brito sent a ship to Trinidad's location. The Portuguese put the crew in irons and then sailed Trinidad to Ternate. There they stripped the once proud flagship of anything of value, such as her sails and guns. The Portuguese took possession of all the fleet's records. This included the ship's logbook, Magellan's personal notes, and the diaries of the ship's astrologer, San Martin. Other than a few references to the material, the documents would, unfortunately, not survive. The Portuguese were in no mood to be merciful. They had been searching for Magellan for more than 3 years. They immediately executed LaRosa, who they considered a traitor for joining the Spanish. A few of the crew's more skilled members were added to the Portuguese fleet, but most of the men were put to use doing hard labor, including building a new fortress on Ternate. The Portuguese would use Trinidad's cannon for the fort's guns. As for Trinidad, she would be left to her own devices, and the ship would be torn to pieces during the next storm. It was an inglorious end for the Armada de Molucca's flagship. As Trinidad was breaking into pieces and her crew placed in chains, Victoria was heading west. They would need to navigate through the region's maze of islands, then strike out across the Indian Ocean to the southern tip of Africa. And they would have to dodge the Portuguese, not to mention pirates. A few weeks after sailing, the small ship ran into problems when it was damaged in a storm. In early January 1522, Victoria anchored off Malua to do repairs and take on what supplies they could find. They would spend 2 weeks there, repairing Victoria before setting sail again. Victoria snaked through the islands, gathering food and provisions whenever possible. They bartered as often as they threatened to get what they wanted. It was a desperate group of men, as we said, almost pirates. Several of the crew would desert the ship when they got the chance, as survival was now everyone's primary concern. Food would be the main issue for Victoria in the coming months, even more than the ship's deteriorating condition. Salt for preserving meat and fish wasn't as readily available, and the long-lasting hardtack, a staple when the fleet left Spain over 2 years ago, was long gone. Rice would now be the main food staple. Victoria moved on, citing Timor, Java, and Sumatra, before finally putting the islands behind them in February and heading toward Africa. It was a long voyage across the Indian Ocean, and Victoria began to leak badly during the crossing. There was talk of heading to Madagascar and abandoning the vessel. Many thought the little ship would never make it around the Cape of Good Hope, and the dwindling food supply was concerning. But Elcano had repairs done as best as possible out at sea, and the ship continued on. Victoria finally sighted Africa in early May. Now they had to round the Cape of Good Hope. The Cape of Good Hope is considered by many to be one of the most dangerous voyages in the world. The winds and the currents are strong and unpredictable. Rogue waves can swamp a ship, and the frequent sudden storms common to the Cape are a pain to sailors. The region has a storm called an anticyclone with winds over 100 miles per hour. In fact, Bartholomew Diaz, the first man around the Cape, originally called it the Cape of Storms. I have read that 20% of the ships at the time sank when they tried to go around became a good hope. So the odds were daunting. Elkanah made a run at rounding the Cape numerous times, but Victoria was thrown back with each attempt. Then on May 19th, the Basque navigator took advantage of good weather and made the run once more, this time successfully. In the passage, the ship was badly battered, losing its fore topmast. After rounding the Cape, Victoria took shelter in a bay, allowing the crew to rest and repairs to be made on the ship. They also took on water and wood for the final leg of the voyage. Victoria next headed north along the African coast. Malnutrition and scurvy, again, were part of the everyday life of the crew. Plus, there was the worry of the Portuguese. On July 9th, Victoria sighted the Cape Verde Islands. It was civilization, but this was Portuguese territory. But Victoria's crew was in such a terrible state, Elkanah decided that he had no choice but to risk landing. The crew landed Santiago Island. Here they literally begged for food, hiding their true nature and their cargo. They said they were a trading ship from the Americas, and they pointed to their broken mast, said that they had fallen behind their fellow vessels. Fully work and rice was delivered to the malnourished crew. Elkanah then decided to try to acquire more needed food and supplies. He sent men ashore on July 14th. But when they didn't return, he suspected something was amiss. It's not known exactly what happened, but the Portuguese became suspicious of Victoria. Perhaps someone had accidentally or purposely exposed them. There were, after all, many Portuguese in the fleet. One report says that a man tried to sell some clothes at port, tipping off the Portuguese. When it became clear that the men weren't coming back, Victoria hastily departed the island, leaving anywhere from 13 to 22 men ashore. I've read both figures. It was July 15th, 1522. It would take almost 2 months to reach Spain from the Cape Verde Islands. The diminished crew could barely manage the ship. Victoria had some food, but malnutrition and scurvy had taken a heavy toll on the crew's health. Finally, on September 5th, 1522, Victoria arrived in Sanlúcar de Barrameda, almost 3 years since departing Spain. There were 18 Europeans and 4 Indians on board. They had started as 16 the previous December. The crew included Albo, the pilot, Picoftheday, our Venetian scholar, and Elkanah, the captain. Victoria had one final trip to make, and that was sailing up the Guadalquivir River to Seville. On September 10th, 1522, she completed her journey. The greatest voyage of discovery in the history of the world had come to an end. Upon debarking Victoria, Elkanah led the survivors, barefoot and gaunt, clad in rags, some for more person, before heading off to the lives that they left behind 3 years before. The survivors of the Armada de Maluco, but like so many stories, there are many endings. When Victoria and the other ships were at the path for our storytelling, just follow the ships. But now the various threads of this amazing tale fray and head off in countless directions. So I'm going to try and look at the various people and institutions and try and give you a little post-game wrap-up of each. Here we go. In the aftermath of the return of Victoria, Elkanah was summoned to the Spanish court to make a full account of the expedition directly to the king. As for the inquiry, there were questions about the mutiny, Magellan's death. There were rumors he had been killed by Elkanah, for the most part, threw Magellan under the bus when needed. Magellan, he said, had abused the and basically forced the men to mutiny because he, Magellan, had explicitly defied King Charles's orders. As for Magellan's death, it had been his own fault. The fleet had only been following orders, and Magellan had been the one to enrage the natives. In the end, Elkanah did some nice weeding and dodging to get a pass. And let's not forget, the guy is valuable. He had been to the Spice Islands, and that was a lottery ticket right there. No one at the Spanish crown